Da 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 ba da 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 da. Hey guys, this is Chris, Tabletop Sports Delaware, and we are bringing you the Battle of Gettysburg. Today is July the 2nd, 2019, and it is representing July the 2nd of 1863. And these are the positions after the first day of battle and troops moving into town overnight. Just to give you a rundown, the Confederates have taken the town of Gettysburg and also sprawled along the tree line opposite from Cemetery Hill along the Emmitsburg Road in the tree line that leads to Seminary Ridge, which is exposed. The Union troops have moved in various ways: Baltimore Pike, Taneytown Road, Emmitsburg Road. 11th Corps was hurt very badly on the first day, as was 1st Corps, Reynolds and Howard and Reynolds respectively. 12th Corps, Slocum, and 5th Corps, Sykes have come up and are advancing their units in, as well as 2nd Corps led by Hancock, 3rd Corps led by Sickles. So we are going to begin July 2nd. 1863, turn 9. So let us see what we have here. The bulk of the action at the moment is going to happen in this area between Cemetery Hill and Gettysburg and up to Willoughby Run, including McPherson's Woods and possibly over to Seminary Ridge, perhaps down wrapping around into Culp's Hill. We shall see. Alrighty, turn 9, and we have more elements of Longstreet's 1st Corps in the form of artillery in Alexander and Eshelman. So let us see. Seeing the way things are, and no idea where Jeb Stuart is. He's riding around up in the north, getting in the newspapers, making a big fuss. He is not down here. Lee does not have his eyes. The entire Army of the Potomac could be over on this side of these hills, and he does not know. So that being that, he sees what he has in front of him. I really think he's going to try to push into Cemetery Ridge and the weakened troops here at Culp's Hill. He's got some artillery that can support at least the initial push. He doesn't know what's coming. He's trying to win a decisive battle right now. So, we are going to send Hill's Corps into the 11th, move up McIntosh and Pegram. Longstreet is going to bring up his men. 1, 2, 2. And they move 1, 2, 3. Ewell is going to bash at the right. Like so. Going to move the artillery up. So, Hills, Heath and Pender are going to go into Sickles and Birney right there. Heath and Pender have 9. Let's get down here a little closer so you can see what's going on. We have Heath at 5, Pender at 4, so that is 9. Sickles, Birney has 4, so that's a +5 for the Confederates. Make that a +4, so Birney is going to take a hit, and Remember, at 4 do they withdraw? Retreat movement. Nope. If it is 3 to 5, they take a loss. 6 or more, they withdraw. They do not have to withdraw. 1, 2, and Humphreys will be able to get up in time. They're not going to withdraw. Anderson is going to take Steinwehr. McIntosh and Pegram are going to unload into Steinwehr. So that's going to be 9 to 2. Oh my goodness, that's 18 to 3. That is 2 losses. Steinwehr's unit has been decimated by Anderson and by the artillery of McIntosh and Pegram, all of the 3rd Corps, and I believe they're just going to leave that gap. Anderson is not going to pursue them and fill in. Over here, Johnson is going to be taking on elements of the 1st Corps. So Johnson is a 4. Robinson and Wadsworth equal a 3. Boy, so that is 12 to 6. Johnson takes 2 losses. Johnson's division is utterly destroyed. Ewell is going to attack. Rhodes is also going to attack Reynolds. Ewell leading early, and Nelson is going to go with Rhodes. So let's do that. They have 3, with the artillery is 7. And that stays that way. Difference of 4. They take a loss. And that is going to show Robinson's division destroyed. They do not need to withdraw. And Ewell and Early, they are going after Howard with Dance's artillery. So 2 and 5 is 7. Howard's decimated forces. He has Doubleday at 3 and Schurz at 4. So 7 to 4. And I dropped the D10. Come here. 7 to 4. That is 16 to 9. Howard's forces, Doubleday is simply reduced to 1, and they are forced to withdraw. They will withdraw back to Wainwright. Right there, down the Baltimore Pike on the east side of Cemetery Hill. And Ewell is not going to take that ground. He is going to hold where he is for now. Playing smart, I think. Playing smart. Artillery has come in and played. Longstreet has moved. We did not advance Eshelman and Alexander, the in artillery. 2, 3, 4, 5. Longstreet's artillery moving in, advancing. And that is going to be it for... That's going to be it for the Confederates. We go to the Union Army, the Army of the Potomac. Nope, Schurz is out. Alrighty. Reynolds and Wadsworth are going to retreat up onto Culp's Hill. Barlow of the 11th. They're going to shuffle Wainwright's artillery right there. And Barlow... goodness, nope. We're going to leave it like that. Howard is going to take Doubleday's infantry division, meet up with Barlow. Elements of the 11th. Meade is with Osborne. Wainwright is the 1st. He is part of Reynolds' 1st Corps. We have Slocum. Okay, so that's 1, 2 into the woods, 3 into the woods, 4, 5, 6. They cannot move there. He has moved 1. If he moves here, that's 2. Okay, they moved 1, 2, 3, 4 and a half. The hill, 5. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. He can bring him up here. Okay, so Wainwright is brought up to Culp's Hill. The First Corps is going to hold the right. That is going to bring Sykes to the front to try to repel Ewell. Muhlenberg sets up back here of the 12th of Slocum's Corps, 12th Corps. Martin of Sykes' 5th is going to move up to try to keep some semblance of organization there. Howard is hanging out in the wind. 2nd Corps, Hancock is going to move. He's got to try. 3rd Corps, Sickles. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah. Could put there. 1, 2, 3, 4. Randolph is going to set up his artillery at the Peach Orchard. Other elements of the 2nd coming up. Hayes, 5. Hazard's artillery set up shop right there, just south of Cemetery Hill on the Taneytown Road. Artillery reserve is going to come up, and they're going to set up here. No, 5. He can go there. Just east of the wheat field, just north of Little Round Top. And the Union, still on turn 1. Oh, they also have Robertson's Cavalry Artillery Corps coming in. Taneytown Road. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. They're moving up. They're advancing. Hancock and Howard are going to pound Anderson. And Hazard's artillery is going to get in on it, as is Ransom's. Let's move them out of there. So we have 3, 6, 9, 8, 10, 11, and 12 against Anderson's 5. That's going to be 19 to 14, a difference of 5. They take a loss. They do not have to withdraw. You stay there. So Anderson's division of A.P. Hill's 3rd Corps takes a hit. Let us see. We want to do something to Ewell. So I believe for Ewell it's going to be Martin and Muhlenberg's artillery supporting, as well as Wainwright of the 1st Corps up on Culp's Hill, Sykes and Slocum. They're going to push them back. So we have 3, 6, 9, 11, 12, 13, 14. And Ewell's 2nd Corps, Rhodes' division is 6, and Early's is 5. That's 11, so 14 to 11. That's 15 to 14. That's only 1. So there is no damage, no nothing. That's a standstill at the moment. It's a slugfest over there. And that is going to be it for turn 9. We go to turn 10, about the 9 o'clock in the morning turn on July the 2nd. No units enter this turn for anybody. Moving the camera so we can actually see everybody is right there. Hill needs to move Hancock. Ewell needs to move Sykes and Slocum. Longstreet is going to have to come up. So Nelson and Dance will relocate their artillery east of town. Longstreet's there. Longstreet is going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 for entering zone of control, I believe. Yes. So he is able to enter to challenge Sykes. Okay, so we are going to have first Hill, all of his forces against Hancock, along with McIntosh and Pegram. He's bringing the entire 3rd Corps onto Cemetery Ridge. So Gibbon is a 3, Caldwell is a 6 for the Union. 3rd Corps, along with the artillery, is 16 strong, so that's a difference of 10. And 6 to 1 Union, so that's a difference of 5. They're going to take 1 hit, and it's going to be Gibbon, but they stand firm. Next is going to be Longstreet against Sykes, with Eshelman and Alexander supporting. All of the 1st Corps going against the 5th Corps here. Sykes, his divisions, Ayres of 3, Barnes of 5. And Longstreet's 1st Corps, 4 from the artillery. McLaws is 5, Hood is 6, it's 11, it's 15, it's a difference of 10. Need to make sure I'm doing the artillery right. I know I am, but I want to make sure. So it's a difference of 10. It's not in here. I know it's 3 spaces, but I can't remember if it reduces what happens the further away they are. We're just going to leave it for now. Not worried about it. Makes for good gaming. Alright, so Longstreet's 1st Corps, Alexander and Eshelman supporting, taking on Sykes, and we are 9 to 24. That is 2. Ayres and Barnes are both going to take a hit, and then I'm going to see if I can pick up Sykes. There he is. And they're going to withdraw down the Baltimore Pike. Longstreet's going to take it. He is going to take it with Hood and McLaws. Longstreet is going to take it. Next is going to be Ewell, his 2nd Corps. And we have Dance and Nelson supporting, taking on Slocum's 12th. Geary is 3, Williams is 6, Ewell, Rhodes is 6, Early is 11, Dance and Nelson make it 14. And that was 3 and 3, so 6 to 14. That's going to be 9 to 15, difference of 6. They take 2 hits and must withdraw. So Williams and Geary, the divisions each take a hit and they withdraw. And Ewell is going to advance. Confederates are pushing early in the morning on the 2nd day. Jenkins is going to ride around to Hanover Road on the east of the Confederate 2nd Corps artillery positions. Robert E. Lee is headquartered. It's moving back to McPherson's Woods. So you can see where everybody is. And now we have 10th turn for the Union. No units are appearing. They really would like to get those guys off of Cemetery Hill. I see Reynolds and Slocum with Martin, Muhlenberg, and Wainwright artillery support taking on Ewell. I see Sykes and Howard taking on Longstreet. And I see just support happening here. Gibbon is sent to the back. Hayes is brought up. Sickles is brought in. Randolph. Hazard. Gibbon is sent. We'll send him back here. Cemetery Ridge. Robertson is going to advance. Cavalry, artillery. So let us, we're not going to see any action on this turn in this quarter. And the camera's not focusing. Focus, darn y'all, focus. So Hill's Third Corps is simply going to maintain that position. They're in a zone of control. They have to fight. They have no choice. So Sickles and Hancock are going to take on Hill with Randolph, Fitzhugh, Ransom, and Hazard supporting. Holy crap. Alright, so we have Humphreys with 4, Birney with 6, Hayes makes 9, Caldwell makes 12, 13, 14, 15, 16 for the Union against 9 for the Third Corps under Hill. And that is 16 to 9. That is 21 to 18. So Pender is going to take a hit. So Hill still with Heath and Pender, only a difference of 5. He does not have to relinquish that position. Howard, 11th Corps, is going to lead Barlow with a 2 and Doubleday with a 2 against Anderson with a 3. And that's straight up. No losses. It's a stalemate right there. And Longstreet is getting ready to pummel him. Dang it. Okay. Sykes, Slocum, and Wadsworth under Reynolds. Sykes' 5th Corps of Barnes and Ayres. Slocum's 12th of Williams and Geary. Reynolds, Wadsworth, along with support from Martin, Muhlenberg, and Wainwright, are going to attempt to dislodge Ewell's divisions under Rhodes and Early for 11. And Barnes and Ayres is 2. Williams and Geary is 6. Wadsworth makes 8. Wainwright is 9, 10, 11. Straight up even. Oh, huge roll for the Confederates. A 0 to a 5. That's going to be... that's one hit, right? 3 to 5. Losing side takes 1 loss. Does not need to withdraw. They've got nobody fresh. Sykes is going to lose Barnes' division. A lot of units have been lost by the Union so far in this battle, not many by the Confederates. So there we are on turn 10. Now we go to turn 11. We have some more units appearing. Okay, for the Confederates, nobody. The Confederates are going to attack. We are going to see Alexander and Eshelman take positions there. We're going to see A.P. Hill take on Sickles with McIntosh in support. We're going to take Anderson and Longstreet against Howard with all 3 of these in support. And Ewell is going to take on Culp's Hill with Reynolds, Wainwright against Reynolds with Danson Nelson in support. Okay. And I've been forgetting to add the modifier for the hill. It's quite all right. We're going to do that now. So, no one else is moving other than that movement I just did. So let's get down here to AP Hill. It's going to take on Sickles with McIntosh in support. So Sickles has Humphreys is a 4, Burney is a 2 for 6. Pender 2, Heath 5 is 7, McIntosh is 9, so 9 to 6 Confederate. It's going to be 11 to 12. 12 Union on top. Nobody moves, nobody loses. Next is going to be Anderson and Longstreet's First Corps, consisting of McLaws and Hood, with Pegram, Alexander, and Eshelman in support. Pegram is up there, trying to dislodge Howard. So Howard has Barlow 2, Doubleday 4, on the hill is 5. Anderson is 3. McLaws makes 8. Hood makes 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. So it's a difference of 10. So 6 makes it a difference of 4. So a loss is suffered by the Union. And Barlow is going to take a hit. Barlow's element of the 11th. Doubleday's the 1st. Well, a 1st Division has been detached, Doubleday, and he is serving under Howard at the moment. So, yeah, that's it. That's the thing. All right, and we go to down here, and Ewell is going to be attacking Reynolds on Culp's Hill, Danson Nelson supporting. So Wainwright is a 1, Wadsworth is 2, 3. Modifiers, the Woods is +1 is 4. I know the Mountain is +1, that's 5. That might be Rocky, that's a +2, so we'll make that a 6. So Union has a 6 on top of Culp's Hill. Ewell has Rhodes at 6. Early is 11, 12, 13, 14. 14 to 6 Confederate. 23 to 13, difference of 10. Wainwright takes a hit, and Wainwright's artillery is eliminated. And Reynolds and Wadsworth precipitously retreat. Ewell is going to take Culp's Hill. And we go to the Union portion of turn 11. And we have new troops entering on the Baltimore Pike, the Balmer Pike. Tyler is bringing in the rest of his artillery reserve. We have divisions under McGilvery, Taft, and Huntington. And also elements of Sykes' 5th Corps, Crawford, slow coming up. So we have more artillery. So he's going to bring 1, 2. Muhlenberg is going to withdraw a little bit. 3. 1, 2, 3. They're going to work their way into the center. Crawford of Sykes is 1, 2, 3, 4, and is able to join up with Sykes on Cemetery Hill. Oh. Yeah, we need to beat the heck out of some people. We need to. So Robinson is going to come up. Okay. For what it is worth, Sickles and Hancock are going to take on AP Hill with Ransom, Fitzhugh, and Randolph in support. So let us do that. So Hill has 7 strength. Hancock has 6 under him in second corps. Sickles another 6. So that's 12, 13, 14, 15 to Hill's 7. So that's 20 to 9. That is 2 hits. Hill. Pender is out. Heath takes a hit. And Hill needs to withdraw. He'll withdraw to no, it's possible. He needs to withdraw to McIntosh to the artillery position. Next we are going to have Howard and Sykes are going to try to beat the heck out of Longstreet. They're not having any luck, and in support of that is going to be Hazard, Robertson, and Martin. So Longstreet with Hood and McLaws has 5, 11. Howard's 11th plus Doubleday from the 1st. That is 3. Sykes has Ayres, makes 4. Crawford makes 6, 7, 8, 9. Robertson's cavalry artillery 10. 10 to 11. Longstreet's just standing there in the middle of the whole thing like, yeah, bring it. And that makes 18 to 15. Longstreet takes a hit, and that's going to be McLaw's division. They do not need to withdraw. At this point, they're not going to withdraw. But they have moved on to Cemetery Hill. And over here, we are going to see Ewell try to hurt the heck out of Reynolds. Fold the right. They're folding the right. The Union right is folding. Nelson and Danson support. So Reynolds has 2. Ewell has 6 in Rhodes and 5 in Early, plus 3 in Danson and Nelson for 14. Differential of 10. Differential of 11. 2 hits. Reynolds is dead, and so is General Wadsworth, General Reynolds, both 1st Corps. And at this point, I believe, with the exception of Doubleday under Howard of the 11th Corps up here, the entire 1st Corps has been eliminated. Jenkins is going to... let's see. They've already been involved. They're going to stay put. Can they move any combat in the same turn? Any combat unit or units occupied in a general unit for the combat unit's entire turn has 1 extra factor available. Ow! Only 1 extra factor? I'm thinking it was double. Dear Lord. Sorry about that. It's not been helping. Okay. So we're going to... Now, we're going to... They wouldn't be able to do that in 2 hours, both support and move. So we're not going to do that. That's going to be it for the Confederates on turn... That's Union. Nope, Confederate turn 12. I'm sorry, a little after noon. So now it is Union turn 12. We are halfway through July the 2nd, 1863. So Confederate. I did Confederate, so Union. They have units entering. 1st and 2nd Cavalry. And they're all coming in on the Baltimore Pike. Pleasanton's Cavalry Corps with Tidball. And they're going to catch up to Robertson. And Gregg's 2nd Cavalry, consisting of Gregg's division and also McIntosh's. Oh, 1, 2, 3. Oh, road is half. 1.5, 2.5, 3.5, 4.5, 5.5. They have an extra movement with Gregg, so they could go up to 6. They need to repel Slocum's going to have to fight Ewell, but he's got a little bit of artillery support. Oh, I think all of Pleasanton, Martin, all of Tyler, and Muhlenberg are going to support Slocum going up the hill. They have to. So Ewell is sitting on top of Culp's Hill with 11, 6 from Rhodes, 5 from Early. Slocum has Williams with 2, Geary with 4, Taft 5, McGilvery 6, Muhlenberg 7, Martin 8, Robertson 9, 10, Tidball 11. So it's straight up. And they're on top, so +3. Confederate 14, 11. So +3. Oh, and that's a +3 for the Union. They rolled a 0 to a 4. So that's a +3, which means Early, his division is going to take a hit. So the artillery comes in handy as they cannonade Culp's Hill. Next is going to be Sykes and Howard. They're trying to dislodge Longstreet. Longstreet finally showed some vulnerability with his First Corps in the last turn. Any support for him is going to be Hazard. Hazard is going to support. So Longstreet has McLaws with 3. Get down on it so you guys can see this better. Longstreet has McLaws with 3 and Hood with 6. Hazard is 1. Barlow makes 2. Doubleday 4. Ayres 5. Crawford 7. So 7 to 9. Confederate with a 2 advantage. And Confederate rolls +4, so that's a 6 advantage. 2 hits for the Union, and they must withdraw. No, they don't have to withdraw. Not if they're attacking. But they still take 2 hits. Losing side takes 2 losses. Defender wins if it equals or exceeds. Attacker wins if it equals or exceeds losses. Winning side's combat number exceeds the losing sides by 3 to 5. They take 1 loss. And if the winning side exceeds by 6 or more, the losing side takes 2 losses. Defender wins. Out. Must be retreated. Okay. I've been doing that wrong. So must be retreated. This is not going to be an easy thing to do. They take 2 hits. Ayres is gone. Barlow is gone. They must withdraw. Sykes withdraws with Crawford back to Martin's artillery position. Howard is going to withdraw to Meade. Longstreet is going to take the position right there. He's going to take it. The Confederates are pushing him. Anderson must fight because he is in range. 3 to 6. That's okay. Well, 5 to 7. He doesn't take any losses, but he must withdraw. So the right flank is holding for the Union at this moment. And the left flank is not. So the strength of the battle is shifting this direction. That was turn 12, turn 13. Anyone else for... These guys are out. Moving for the Union. We're going to advance artillery, I think. going to push the advantage here. Oh no. Meade is going to withdraw. Goodness. They have to withdraw. They're going to withdraw to here. And Slocum is going to take it. They had to withdraw. Yes. Sorry about that. Alright. Getting back into it little by little. Alright, so there we are. That's the end of turn 12, turn 13. This is a longer one here. A little more going on second day, I guess. Turn 13. Finally, Stewart shows up on the Carlisle Road. Up in the north, getting himself in the newspapers. Ain't doing nothing but making a big old fuss. And Pickett coming in on the Chambersburg Road. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Stewart is in town. Ewell wants to take Culp's Hill back again with Dance and Nelson in support. Longstreet is pushing here, moving up Eshelman, so Eshelman and Alexander can support. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Hill is going to try to take Sickles. Try to get the right back. And that is all the movement that is going to happen. So, let's get to it. Let's look at Hill and Sickles. Not getting anywhere near big round top, little round top. None of that stuff, none of that mess today, apparently. It's all staying in the north. So, AP Hill. Let's see. Sickles defends with Humphreys at a 4. Birney at a 2, so that is 6. Hill is bringing Anderson at a 3, Heath at a 3, McIntosh and Pegram add 2 each, so that is 10. So that was 10 to 6. That is going to be 17 to 8. Is that Birney is destroyed. Humphreys takes a hit. And they are going to withdraw to Randolph's position, his artillery position, between Seminary Ridge and the Peach Orchard. And Hill is not going to take that position. Hill is going to stay exactly where he is. Longstreet with Alexander and Eshelman in support is going to attempt to take out Osborne and Doubleday. So that is, come here. Osborne was resting, but it's not going to be. That is 3. Longstreet brings McLaws with 3. Hood makes 9. Alexander 11. Eshelman 13 to 3. And that's going to be 20 to 12. Big enough difference. Both units are destroyed. And Howard, though not over in McPherson's Woods and on the first day, Howard falls at Cemetery Hill. Longstreet is going to take the position, pushing right through the middle, and George Pickett is back there coming in the Chambersburg pike. I can't believe that bastard would be running on and taking all of my glory. Ewell, with Nelson and Dance in support, are going to try to win the seesaw and dislodge Slocum. So Slocum is Williams with a 2, and Geary with a 2 is 4. Early 3, Rhodes 6, so that is 9 under Ewell. Dance and Nelson make it 12. So that's 12 to 4. Up the hill and into the woods, 12 to 7. Oh, goodness. 14 to 17. Slocum repulses. Between 3 to 5, they take a loss. Oh, no. And that's going to be Rhodes. The left. That's not a good thing. Ah, goodness. All right. So that is the Confederate 13th turn. We go to the Union. And they're bringing some more in. 6th Corps is showing up. Sedgwick coming in with Wright's division on the Baltimore Pike. And 3rd Cavalry. Kilpatrick. And he is over Farnsworth and Custer. Coming in on Baltimore Pike. Sedgwick's 6th Corps. Oh, goodness. Oh, what are we going to do? We're going to press the initiative on the right. Gibbon is going to move back. Hazard's going to move back. Sedgwick, 1, 2, 3, 2, half 1, half 2, into zone 3, 3.5, into zone 4.5, hill 5.5. Sedgwick is going to advance on the Cemetery Hill, trying to outflank Longstreet. And the cavalry that is half 1, half 2, half 3, half 4. Half. Cavalry is going to get all the way across the field over to Seminary Ridge on the Union left. Greggs is going to advance and take on Jenkins. Okie dokie. So we're pretty much going to divide this as Hazard moved. He's going to do there. What are we thinking? 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 We are thinking this is going to attack Hill. All of this is going to attack Longstreet, and all of this is going to attack Ewell. Okay. And Gregg and Jenkins down here. So let's work our way up the field. Let's see Gregg and Jenkins down on the Hanover Pike, the Hanover Road. So Gregg has his division with 1, McIntosh with 2, Jenkins with 1. Let's see what happens. Oh, that's not good. That's 8 to 4. Gregg takes a hit. They must withdraw. They withdraw right there. And Jenkins is going to take that. Sure. Let's push him. Next is going to be boom, boom, boom. Slocum with Geary and Williams on Culp's Hill. So that's 4. Along with the artillery reserve under Tyler. Taft gives 5. McGilvery is 6. Muhlenberg of Slocum's 12th makes 7. Ewell has 3 with Early, 3 with Rhodes. That's 6. It's +1 for the Union. And it ends up +1 for the Confederates. No damage, but they must withdraw. And Ewell is going to take it. Okay, next we're going to go to Longstreet. He's getting picked on. Everybody you see there is taking on Longstreet. Hazard, Ransom, Huntington, Pleasanton's Cavalry Corps of Robertson and Tidball Artillery, Sykes' 5th Corps, Martin's Artillery and Crawford's Infantry, and Sedgwick's Fresh Division under Wright. So Longstreet has McLaws at 3, Hood at 6. Longstreet has 9. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. So a +4 for the Union. And he keeps hitting. It's a tie. +4 on the roll for the Confederacy, and Longstreet stays put. Wow. Alrighty. Let's move uphill and see what up here and see what Hill can do. He is going to be taken on by Sickles with Randolph's Artillery and Humphreys. Hancock 2nd Corps has got Hayes and Caldwell and Fitzhugh. So Hill has Anderson with 3, Heath with 3 is 6. Sickles has 1, 2, 3, Hancock 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Fitzhugh in support makes 10. So +4 for the Union. Cocked for Confederate. And +4 for the Confederate on the die roll. Hill stays there. Hill and Longstreet standing their ground. So that was the Union portion of turn 13. We are now at about 5 o'clock in the evening on the 2nd. Turn 14 shows some more cavalry entering for the Confederacy. Elements of Stuart's, F. Lee and Chambliss on the Carlisle Road. Stuart is going to send, he's going to keep him. Stuart is going to send Lee and Chambliss 2, 3, roads are half. 3, 4, over to here. Over to there. Just like that. He is going to ride around to the right. Say, and 1, and 2, and 3. Into the trees is 5. Oh, that's... Yeah, let's have him help. Let's get him into it. Make the sucker work for a living. Okay, so that is there. Next we are going to see... Ewell has to fight. Well, let's see. Lee actually will have him come up here. So Lee and Jenkins are going to take on Gregg's 2nd Cavalry along with McIntosh's division. So right here is 1. Ewell is going to take on the artillery reserve of Taft and McGilvery with Danson Nelson in support. Longstreet is going to take Sedgwick with Eshelman and Alexander in support. Hill is going to take on Hancock with McIntosh and Pegram in support. Stuart is going to take on Sickles with what he has there. So we have 5 going up the battlefield. Confederate, turn 14. Let us see if we can get the focus. Focus. You'll need more focus. Just too close, that's all. Up a little better. Yeah, all right. Down closer. Screw it. Okay. I don't know why I won't focus. Because we're right there. Yeah, see, you can do that. Okay, so Lee and Jenkins are going to take on Gregg. So that is Confederates 2 and... Oh, I'm sorry, right here. And 2 for the Union. Straight up. And Confederates, oh, not quite rolling this time. It's a -1. They must withdraw. And Gregg is going to take it. Gregg is going to take that one. Ewell after the artillery reserve. With Dance and Nelson in support. So Ewell, 3, 6. Artillery makes it 9. Artillery reserve is 1, 2. So +7 for the Confederate. Oh, +8 on the roll. Ewell must withdraw. The artillery is going up the hill. Get up there. I know I'm doing all kinds of stuff wrong. Don't worry about it. Don't correct me, please. Okay, here we go. Third is going to be Longstreet against Sedgwick. Alexander and Eshelman in support. So Sedgwick has right with 4. Longstreet has McLaws at 3, Hood at 9. Artillery makes it 13, so +9 for Confederate. Oh my goodness, +10. That means 2 hits to right. His division is destroyed, and Sedgwick is cut down. Longstreet is going to take that position. So there is a wide open gap here. Next we have A.P. Hill is going to take on Hancock, his 2nd Corps. McIntosh and Pegram in support. So Hancock has Hayes and Caldwell at +6. Hill has Anderson and Heath a +6. Artillery makes it 10, so +4 Confederate. And it's a +6 on the roll, so +2. Hill must withdraw. Jeb Stuart is going to take on Sickles up here. So Randolph and Humphreys makes it 3 for Sickles. Beckham and Hampton makes it 2 for Stuart. Oh, big roll. Big roll. So Hampton and Beckham each take a hit, and they must withdraw. So Stuart withdraws to here. Sickles is not going to take it. We are coming into... We still turn 14. Yes, we're still turn 14. That is going to be it. Pickett is going to move up into a reserve position right there. Fourteenth turn for the Union. I know we're getting close to an hour, but it's day 2. There's a lot of stuff going on. Alrighty, so entering for the Union turn 14, elements of the 6th, divisions under Howe and Newton and Tompkins artillery, coming in on the Baltimore Pike. And El Senor Sedgwick is dead. He graveyard dead. So they're just going to work their way in at this point, I think. 14th turn, Sykes is really wanting to take El Senor de Longstreet. Gregg would like to withdraw. They're going to stay put. We are going to shuffle some cavalry and some artillery on this side. And they can move there. Let's get Meade in on the action. Get him over to the Union left. Let's withdraw to that point. He came in 1, 2, that's 3, 4. Let's bring him right there. Okay, so we are going to have, he has to fight. So artillery 2 is going to go against Early and Rhodes at a 6. Right down here under Ewell in the Ewell 2nd Corps. Muhlenberg will support. Can he? Yes, he can. Okay. Muhlenberg will support. So Ewell has 3 and 6. Tyler has 1, 2 on Culp's Hill. Muhlenberg a 3. 3 to 6. Let's roll it. And it is a 4 to 12. Tyler's artillery takes 2 hits and are both eliminated, and Tyler is killed. Ewell takes Culp's Hill again. Longstreet, Sykes, and with Tompkins and Pleasanton's artillery in support. So Longstreet has McLaws with a 3, Hood makes 9, Sykes has Martin's artillery 1, Crawford 2, 3, Tompkins 4, 5, Robertson 6, 7, Tidwell 8. So +1 for Confederate. And Confederate is rolling. They just get the +1. Sykes is going to withdraw to here. Slocum wants to move. River, space, woods, zone of control is 4. That is turn 14. As it is right now, the state of Gettysburg. You have Jeb Stuart's cavalry on the extreme right and left of the Confederate line. Elements of the 3rd Corps under A.P. Hill, artillery and infantry, are in the tree line between the town and Seminary Ridge. Gloomy Pete, Longstreet's 1st Corps, stretches out from west of town, artillery picket, and onto Cemetery Hill. Ewell has Culp's Hill, and elements of his 2nd artillery are back on the Hanover Road east of town. Lee is holed up with his headquarters in McPherson's Woods. We're going to call that... are we going to call that a win for the Confederates? There's not much more going on. Turn 15, nothing. Turn 16, Huey is coming in on the Baltimore Pike. That's the end of day 2. And there are not that many more units coming in. Day 3, we are going to do a day 3 video. This has gone a little over an hour, so that's cool. So day 2, July 2nd, 1863, Battle of Gettysburg, has been a bloody one. So guys, thank you for watching. This is Tabletop Sports Delaware. This is Chris. Keep on rolling, guys.